Hello, and welcome everyone. Today, we are going to be ranking Chipotle, and I have 4 different tier lists here, just covering Chipotle. If you did not know, my past history with Chipotle is that I used to be a manager under them, and I used to make the most delectable, the most amazing Chipotle food ever. But anyway, today we are going to be ranking just Chipotle food, Chipotle task, Chipotle, just everything is Chipotle this video. So guys, grab your Chipotle, grab your Nantucket apple juice, and let's have a blast. Let's sit down, let's talk about the past, let's talk about me, let's talk about society, and more importantly, let's try to have fun. In the comments below, let me know, what is your favorite Chipotle meal? What is your Chipotle order, your go-to Chipotle order? If I had to think right now, I think for me right now, I love myself a double wrapped burrito. I like to get the I like to get the tortilla a little bit more crunchy than usual. Not necessarily crunchy, but you know, a little bit more crispy. And then we're gonna put half white, half brown on there. Sometimes I'll put beans on there. It depends what I'm feeling. I do like the beans from there though. But I've had better. That's the thing. I've had better, and now that I've had better, I'm like, yeah, these beans are kind of just mid. I always put sofritas in there, so it's usually like double sofritas or something. I love myself some lettuce, mild. Sometimes I'll do all the sauces pretty much, and then that's kind of it. That is kind of it. Maybe I was thinking about getting back into guac again. Personally, I don't see the upcharge for it. I don't understand the necessity for an upcharge, especially if like the order I just named is going to be like 11, 12, 13, 14, $15 anyway. It kind of just does not seem, it doesn't seem right to me. But anyway, yes, today is going to be the Chipotle video. If you ever do get hungry, let me know. I'm going to be hungry this whole video. You guys have to worry about me bickering and whatever. Going through my past and with Chipotle and being like, yeah, I'm just hungry now. I want some Chipotle. We're actually going to start off with the prep tasks, which, I mean, you guys probably don't know this. Prep tasks, let's look at it and let's explain what's going on here, right? Okay, so I've kind of named these. We have cakewalk. I will do this task unpaid, bro. I will literally show up and do this task for you if you ask me to. If you're a kitchen manager at Chipotle and maybe you only have 4 people that morning, I will literally walk in the doors and do this for you. If I'm not mistaken, this is salsa. Salsa is easy. No, is that guac? Hold on. I can't see. No, those are salsas. Okay, salsa is hella easy. You pour it from a bag. It's as easy as that. The next thing I have on here is solo. Basically what that means is that it's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst thing because you get to be by yourself. When you're by yourself and no one's bothering you, you kind of just hit that flow state. Stares in pain is like, if my kitchen manager asks me to do this, I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna give them a real hard look and I'm gonna consider quitting for a little bit. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll get it over with. Just for you, Johnny. Just for you. Whatever you want. And then sending me home after is the task that will eventually probably make me freak out, bro. Let's start with fajitas and all of those. So fajitas is fun. Fajitas is easy. You get to be by yourself. Lettuce is stares in pain because the process for Chipotle is really difficult because obviously the 2013-2015 E. coli outbreak, it changed everything. So if you guys don't know, everything changed about the system, everything. You can't just wash lettuce in a bin, right? You can't just chop it up, wash it in a bin and whatever. You actually have to like clean it and whatever, and there's a whole process to it. I remember there was a time when I was a kitchen manager at Chipotle and we ran out of lettuce because I didn't make any lettuce in the morning. It took me about an hour to make lettuce. I had it all chopped up and whatever, but for safety, food lines and whatever, it didn't help that there was a food inspector there either. So for safety, guidelines and whatever, I had to make lettuce in an hour. And obviously, I know like that sounds slow. Like I wasn't cutting lettuce the whole time for an hour. I was like doing multiple things, so that's maybe why it took like an hour, but like it's just crazy to me that like you can't just go back there, cut a head of cabbage and then call it a day, you know, rinse it off, call it a day, serve it to the customers. No, there's a whole process to it. Everything with Chipotle like 2015 onwards is just about food quality and safety. That's all it is. Oh, bell peppers are easy, bro. Let me get on there. The only thing about this is that I'm not even gonna lie, I cry to onions. I'm one of those people, even if I have gum in, even if whatever, I still might just shed a tear. So I'm one of those people, whatever. I have that enzyme or whatever, it's just natural. Cooking fajitas, easy. That's how you get your rush out of the way. At the beginning, at 10:45 sharp, everyone wants those fresh fajitas. At 11:45, no one really cares. You're probably putting on your second batch anyway, or you should be, you know. You should actually be putting on your second batch of fajitas at like 11:20. You know, if I'm getting an hour old like fajitas, I'm just not gonna get it. Corn salsa is easy. There's just a lot of it you have to do. So I will put it in bottom of solo. Cilantro is fun, by the way. I love cilantro, but I'm gonna put in Stairs in Pain because there's a lot of it that you have to do. There's a lot of cilantro that you have to do. Everything in Chipotle, every single item has cilantro in them. Besides the fajitas. The fajitas don't have cilantro. The salsa is there to come prepackaged, so you don't have to worry about that. But every single item has cilantro. So if you're looking at your corn salsa, if you're looking at your mild salsa, if you're looking at your pico, that's your pico. If you're looking at the carne asada that they had that one time, if you are looking at, I think that's kind of it. Your rice uses so much cilantro. Everything just has cilantro. You have to cut an unfathomable amount of cilantro. And then you have to cut it for night shift as well. We don't use shredded cheese. I don't know why this is here. I'm just going to use this one, which is the actual cheese. Cheese is going to be a big send me home after. So the thing about cheese is that it comes in a block that is bigger than your chest. I don't know how to explain to you guys, like it's big. It's like carrying a dumbbell. So you got to carry that out of the fridge, and then you got to put it on whatever your workstation is or desk, which is pretty small typically. In most Chipotles, the back of the house is smaller than the front of the house. So you have to put it on like a small like table or something. That's not even the hardest part of it, right? So you got out this hulking big block of cheese, bigger than you've ever seen. It's bigger than a wheel of cheese sometimes. So you bring that out. I don't know if it's the same, but you have to cut it with a thin wire. And you have to get it into small, tiny increments. You're basically chiseling it, like someone would chisel a statue. That's basically what you're doing with the cheese. It comes in a block, then you put it into hand-sized pieces, you put it in a shredder, and then it shreds the cheese. It's just so taxing. You would have to do 2 or 3 of those per day because everyone loves cheese. There will be people, and then quesadillas are a thing too, so there will be people who are like, yeah, more cheese. I love me some cheese. Yeah, more cheese. And I'm just looking, I'm like, dude, there's more cheese than meat on here. There's more cheese than rice on here. There's a lot of cheese on here. And I'm like, yeah, I love me some cheese. Yeah, but put more cheese on there, you know? You can never put more cheese on there. And then they're like, oh, let me get some mayo though. I just look at them and I'm like, yeah, no. This is gonna be a long day. That's why I said, send me home after, bro. If I'm doing cheese, I'm not gonna lie, like cheese isn't hard, but I don't want to do it. I will have the dishwashers do it before me, bro. I don't want to do cheese. In fact, I will trade jobs. I would rather do dishes. Like it doesn't matter if it's all the whole quad sink or the tri sink, whatever pile up you got going on, but that sink fills up quick. I will do all of the dishes for everyone's collective dishes. Even the rice pots. If you send me 2 rice pots by 11:45, I will do all those dishes before I will do cheese, bro. I don't like cheese. I really don't like cheese. Guacamole. This is gonna sound weird because again, it is prep. It gets cilantro. It gets jalapenos, I think. Yeah, onions. It gets all those things. You would have to peel and then mash like 8 cases per day of avocados for the guacamole. But anyway, I actually unironically like doing guacamole. It would take about an hour, 2 hours or whatever, but it was fun, especially because I knew how to make good guacamole. I knew how to make it so it wasn't chunky, how like even with ripe tomatoes, so it wasn't chunky, like its nappe consistency was very clean, like it would come straight off the spoon. It wasn't like water, but it's not like porridge, you know. It's not like porridge, but it's like a step below that, if that makes sense. If you're comparing water to porridge, it's like a step below porridge. I absolutely loved mastering like guacamole, perfecting it, like seeing the best guacamole that I can get. Because for me, I don't like guacamole. or I didn't like guacamole. But then once I started making this, I was like, damn, I might have to get into some guacamole. Oh, that's your pico. Pico is also very easy. It's just, you throw everything in a mixing bowl. It's the easiest thing ever. Honestly, I'm going to put this in solo because sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes it's not that bad. Pico's really easy. You put it in a mixing bowl, a giant mixing bowl. You mix about like 8 containers of pico together. You mix all the ingredients, the tomatoes, the jalapenos, the onions. You add in some cilantro, you add in a tiny bit of salt, and then you mix it, and then you pan it out. That's all you do for pico. This one is, again, unpaid work, bro. Unpaid work. Easy. These are the tasks. This is the back of the house, how that looks. You know, at the top is very easy. I will do this for free, bro. If you're a kitchen manager, call me up. I'll walk in there, be in there for like 30, 40 minutes, whatever. If your staff just walked out on you and you have to open by yourself, which I've seen that happen before, I will walk in and do any of these tasks, bro. Any of these tasks, I will do any of them, right? Solo, very easy, very, very easy. It's just you're by yourself, so it seems like a lot, but it's actually easy. I mean, shit, if I got paid to cut stuff all day, every day, and that was it, like, I would take that. If my job was only cutting stuff all day, every day, dude, I'm taking that in a heartbeat, bro. Cilantro, lettuce, very easy, just a lot of quantity, and lettuce is kind of tedious at times. And then cheese, send me home after, I don't like it. Anyway, let's get into the next one. Hopefully these ads can leave me alone. Alright, so here's the thing. We have the kitchen crew here, the Chipotle employees tier list maker. We have Corp, General, Assistant, Kitchen Manager, and Underpaid Ronnie. Corporation, obviously it's Chipotle. Who is our unpaid Ronnie? Let's see, which one is Ronnie? Who is getting underpaid? Oh, it's this grouchy cat right here. That's underpaid Ronnie. That's a guy who comes in and he moans and groans about his job. He's like, oh man, I work at Chipotle. I'm 27 years old. I gotta talk to a whole bunch of 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. Try to relate to them. All they say is skibbity and vape in the back. He's probably the one doing dish work for like $15. This is unpaid Ronnie. Underpaid Ronnie. Underpaid Ronnie is a menace because you don't know what he's gonna say. He's just gonna say some stuff. Kitchen manager. Let's see. Who is the kitchen manager? I think kitchen manager is this one, right? Kitchen manager, and then assistants, and then general. Yeah, the general is like really nice. The generals are like typically really nice, and then they can be mean. Kitchen manager is just like they think they're him. They think they are the best. They stopped being underpaid, they started being paid fairly, and now they think they run shit. Assistant manager, they're just grouchy, bro. They're just grouchy. They just bark orders, bro. They're in the middle of the general, so they're not the top, but they're not the bottom either. They're in the middle of it all. Corporate is talking to them. The general manager is talking to them. Corporate is talking to general, being like, hey, your assistant manager sucks ass, bro. But yeah, this is my official kitchen tier list. How would you rate it? I just found this online, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna make a tier list on this, bro. Hell yeah. Underpaid Ronnie, he's grouchy. He comes in. Sometimes he doesn't even come in. Or if he does come in, he comes in like 2 hours late and whatever. Doesn't say a word. He just shows up. He's like, okay, I guess I'll wash these dishes for you. I guess I can make your guacamole. If you're asking so much, I guess I'll make your guacamole. Alright, next one. What do we have? Chipotle ingredients tier list. Epitome. This is the Chipotle standard. This is the epitome of Chipotle. This is like, when you think Chipotle is defined by this, in my opinion. Yummy? That just means the food is yummy, bro. It's baller. It's your choice, but it's good. It's yummy food regardless. Ridiculous. People get these items in way too large amounts, and it's honestly unhealthy. People create obsessions over these items, and it's honestly unhealthy. I don't really see the appeal to these items. They are good, but they are not the epitome. I do not need them always. Circus. Why are you getting 2 pounds of sour cream? That just makes no sense. Also, the whole thing about Chipotle is that it is spicy. It is hot. Putting sour cream on there just makes no sense to me. I've never understood that. I will never understand that. Queso, I'm gonna put it in yummy tier. For a while, I thought I was like in a ridiculous tier. I was like, this is overhyped. And to be honest, it is, and I don't think there should be a price increase there. I'll put it in ridiculous because of the price increase. I don't think there should be a price increase there. The queso isn't that good that deserves to be like increased in price. Let's go. I need something yummy. I'm gonna put guacamole. Again, I am a changed man from how I was like 5 years ago, right? I used to hate guacamole. I was like, I will never eat an avocado. Now, I think I can eat one right now, bro. Give me some chips and salsa. Where's my mouth at? Fresh tomato salsa has to be an epitome, bro. I feel like no matter what, if you get it on the side, if you get it wherever, you have to have this, bro. Tomato salsa from Chipotle is just really good. It's the standard mixture of everything. It doesn't come in a bag, by the way. Everything about it is fresh. The cilantro, the onions, the jalapenos, everything about it is fresh, bro. I'm like, all right, this tastes good. Pinto beans, I'm gonna put it in ridiculous. I'm not gonna say it's like actually ridiculous. I just think black beans are better. Epitome, I'm gonna put in yummy. Yummy for epitome. Or wait, what did I just say? Fajita. You guys know what I meant to say. Fajitas, I'm gonna put in yummy. Fajitas, sometimes they're just not good. And you know when they're wet and slimy and whatever, and they've been sitting there, and maybe they're like burnt. They've been sitting there for like maybe 30 minutes. I'm not eating those, bro. If they are made fresh and they do look good, I'm always gonna put on my burrito. That's just a fact. Monterey Jack cheese, I'm gonna put in ridiculous tier because you don't always necessarily need to have it. However, it is a good option. Like sometimes it genuinely looks like it just makes the food worse, I'm gonna be honest. Like sometimes you'll get this like really nice bowl, this really clean bowl, and then you put the jack cheese on there and I'm like, oh, that just does not look good anymore. I will never understand the people who put queso, who put jack cheese, and put sour cream on there. That I will never understand. That's a lot of dairy. You're putting all of that on a bowl, and usually the people who do that, they put like twice as much. So they'll be like, can I get another ladle of queso? And you're like, okay, sure. And then they're like, can I get more cheese? That way everything stays on top of each other. I'm like, okay, sure. And then they're like, oh, my bad. I forgot about sour cream. Can I get sour cream on there? And then at this point, the bowl is like, dude, it's basically ripping through the tin foil at the top. And you're like, ma'am, the sour cream is not going to fit on there. And she's like, it's all right. Just make it work. And you put the sour cream on there, and it's like, dude, the sour cream spilling out the bowl. There's sour cream on your fingers now. You're like, ugh, this is gross. Brown rice, white rice. You can't really go wrong with either. I'm going to put it in yummy, though, because you don't necessarily need it. And I might put fajitas in epitome, but you don't necessarily need these. The reason I say that is because there's actually, a couple years back, there was actually an experience I had with someone. I don't know why they said this or whatever, but it made me think about it. I was just like, I got my Chipotle order, right? It was a double wrap burrito. It had everything on it. I put half white, half brown. And then they're just talking to me and they're like, do you eat all that? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, this is like my like typical lunch, my typical whatever. Like, I'll even eat this for breakfast, bro. And they're like, wow, that's so much food. That's a lot of calories. And I'm like, and you know, obviously that's like offensive and rude as hell. Like, why would you say that? Like, that just seems so insensitive. I didn't really have a response back to that, but then I was just thinking about it after the fact, and I was like, yeah, you really don't need double grains, to be honest. The grains are really good, but I mean, you don't need double. That's why I like the cauliflower rice that they had, I think 2022. If I'm not mistaken, it was like 2022 or 2023 or something like that. The cauliflower rice was a nice mix because it was like, if it was made correctly, right? If it was made correctly, then it was like, it's not necessarily rice. It's not a grain, you know? It's not a grain. It is just cauliflower. And cauliflower is really good, you know? It's already really good. So I wish they had that, but it was just high maintenance. Corn salsa, I'm going to put in yummy. It isn't anything to brag about. You don't need it all the time. Green salsa, dare I say epitome. It's high up there. Red salsa is kind of the same thing. I don't really know where to put the salsas. They're just kind of normal stuff. Romaine lettuce, I feel like you should always have some greens. Barbacoa and carnitas. I'm going to put in yummy tier. Chicken. Chicken is epitome. When I think of Chipotle, I think of chicken. Chicken is the one item where they will always have fresh chicken. They will always have 4 pans of chicken there. It doesn't matter what the rush is. If you guys get swarmed with 100 people in 10 minutes, like, they will always have fresh chicken for you guys. That's the one thing that Chipotle can guarantee. They will always have fresh chicken. If a Chipotle ever runs out of chicken, just genuinely never go back to that Chipotle again. I'm being dead ass. I'm gonna put sofritas on... Compared to everything else, I'm gonna put sofritas in ridiculous. And that's just me being humble. Sofritas from Chipotle are kind of mid. They're just kind of mid. They're a good option to have. Obviously, if you're vegetarian, vegan, whatever you are, and you're not eating meat, then they're good, but they're not good enough. They're not really that good. And I don't know why they're priced so... I mean, I know price inflation, whatever, but like, why is my sofritas burrito with no extra modifications coming out $10+? That makes no sense. Sofritas is not that good of an item. I think it should be less. I honestly think that veggie whatever should be like $6-7, and then everything else should be like $8, you know. Like barbacoa, carnitas, that makes sense for $8. Chicken makes sense for $8. I would even put that at $7.50. And then sofritas put at like $6. Same thing with veggies. Instead, they have it like everything's ramped up, bro. Which I know this is why like people hate going to Chipotle. It's because everything's ramped up. You can't do anything about it. Steak, I'm gonna put in top of yummy. It is not quite there for epitome. Sometimes when you go there, like 20 minutes after cutting the steak, it just dries out. And that's the reality of it. It will dry out, and especially if you have it in the warmers. If you have the steak on the food line for like 30-40 minutes untouched, unlike mixed or unstirred or whatever, it's not good. I know you have the natural juices and whatever, and they're kind of good, but it's just not like, it will be tough and whatever. Plus, it's like, I know it's the same thing with chicken where it's like you can overcook it or whatever, but chicken is easier to cook. I know it sounds weird because steak you have to cook to a lower temperature, but chicken is like, you don't really like, you know, monitoring the chicken is easier than monitoring the steak, if that makes sense. Which I know, okay, this is a horrible explanation of it, but steak dries out faster than chicken. Chicken is naturally juicy. That's what I'm trying to say. So chicken is just naturally more juicy. Steak, on the other hand, like if you let it sit out for 30 minutes, it's just not going to be as good. Like it's not going to be good, like at all. I'm just not going to be appealed by it. But anyway, what do you guys think? This is my Chipotle ingredients tier list. Epitome: lettuce, chicken, tomato salsa. I think those are the 3 staples that, like, above all else, you should be getting that with almost every order, unless you're trying something new. Lettuce, you gotta have your greens, bro. The tomato salsa is just fire, bro. It is my favorite tomato salsa, I think. And yeah, I don't really eat a lot of non-blended salsas, so like I always get red and green and whatever. Tomato salsa is a fun surprise. I'm like, oh dang, I actually like this. And no matter how much tomato salsa you give me, it feels like I can eat a lot, like just genuinely like a lot. I could probably eat a whole 3rd pan. And yeah, this is my Chipotle tier list for the ingredients. Let me know what you guys think. So this is the other one that I found, which is the compilation of Chipotle tasks tier list. This has everything, so you guys are going to learn more about Chipotle lore, how things operate. I think I'm just going to do the same tiers as last time. What did I have? So we have Cakewalk, same thing. I will do this task unpaid. Again, if you need me, I will literally clock in, even if it is for 10 minutes, just to do this task for you. Made my day happier. When you asked me to do this, I was like, yes, let's go. Like, you gave me this task? Let's go. Like, my day is so much happier because of you. Solo, same thing as usual. Like, it's not a lot. It's not a lot on the plate. Like, you're not doing a lot of tasks, but it is just, like, you're not doing a lot of tasks, but it is a lot of work. Like, you're doing a lot of work. You're working with a lot of material. So you're cutting like 6 cases of chicken or something, or you're doing whatever. Like it's just a lot. It's solo work, you know. You're just in your flow state. You're handling it all, I guess. I'm Himothy, I guess. This is actually where you handle it all. So for Himothy tier, basically they will tackle you with tasks on tasks because they're easy. So for example, if you have cleaning press, that could go in Himothy tier. I don't know if it is, but what that means is that they will just give you these tasks left and right because it's like, oh, you know, it's just another task, you know? And you're like, dude, I already have to do this. I already have to do this. Chill out, bro. I'm not trying to do all that. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not good either. It's not solo where it's like, yeah, I'm in my flow state. It's like, okay, fine, I'm passive aggressive Himothy. Like, I guess I'll do everything for you. I'll be your bitch boy, bro. Stares in pain. Same thing as last time. Stares in pain. You're just like, huh, like, you really asked me to do this. You took time out of your day to ask me to do this. Do you want to go back in the office and reconsider what you asked me? That's what stares in pain is. Send me home after. I don't even want to do this, bro. I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to do this. I guess we start with glass, which I don't really remember glass, though. I didn't do a whole lot of front of the house stuff. Like, what was there to do with... Oh, cleaning glass. This must be cleaning the glass. Cleaning glass is stares in pain. It's awkward. So if you've ever been in Chipotle, like an hour to close or whatever, you might see them cleaning the glass or cleaning the line. So what you have to do is, the line is composed of two hot wheels, two giant hot wheels, and they have all the items. You would move both of those, and then you would reach behind and clean the glass. And then this is also how you get your sweeping done and whatever. The reason I hate it is because it's just tedious. You have to move everything, and then of course you're gonna get people who come in, and that's not the problem. Like, the people, they're doing their thing, they're doing their due diligence, they just want to eat out, whatever. They shouldn't have to worry about lower ticket times because you're cleaning glass. But you're cleaning glass and whatever, and then you have to weave in between the person trying to solo the whole line by themselves and you cleaning up and whatever. And it's honestly just so much. At that point, like, that's the time where I just hop off the line. I don't understand how people will do it and be like, yeah, this is easy. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't want to do all that. It's just a lot. All right, taking out trash. I saw this one. Taking out trash. Oh, taking out boxes can be in the same tier as well. Taking out boxes makes my day happier. If you take me off the line to take out boxes, hell yeah, bro. I don't care if it's, like, if it's reaching the roof. I don't care if it's reaching the roof, bro. As long as the boxes aren't, like, wet, like, they're not, like, chicken boxes or something, and there's, like, just chicken flying out of there. Dude, taking out boxes are easy. Taking out trash, I'll actually put this in unpaid. Taking out trash made my day happier. However, there are times at the end of the night where you will get the trash bags, and they break. Maybe a raccoon ate out of them, or maybe the trash bag is just impossible to carry without two people. And I'm not saying I'm weak. I'm just saying the trash bags do get heavy there. So what's the order again? It's like you drop chicken first because you need more of it, then you drop steak. So you're solo when you're doing this, by the way. Bricking the grill, stares in pain. It's a tiring process. It is a tiring process. And there's a perfect way to do it. Not many do it that way. Everyone has their own kind of like method of cleaning up the grill and doing that. I guess after going through it for like multiple years in a row, I just don't want to deal with it. I know there are easy cheat codes, like you could spray the oil on there, you can put some water on there, you could let it like go on low heat for like the last hour or whatever. Like I'm just not even, I don't even want to do it, to be honest. Like, I've dealt with bricking the grill so much, it's just not even worth it anymore. At that point, I'd rather be in the back counting money. Cash, I think it's talking about front of the house, and I'm gonna treat it as front of the house as well. Or no, I guess it couldn't be front of the house because they don't really mess with money. Oh no, they mean cashier. No, cashiers send me home after. No one likes doing cashiering. One, you have to deal with interactions. Two, people are going to be like, oh my goodness, why is this $15? Three, you're going to have to deal with people being slow and not taking out their rewards or not knowing how Chipotle works in general and being like, so what can I get with this? And you're going to be like, well, you got a bowl. You can get a side of guac. You can get a side of any of the salsas. You can get a side of queso. You can get pretty much anything that you see above on that billboard. That billboard that is like 5 feet long or whatever. That billboard that says all of our menu items. Why don't you look up there? Washing hands? Holy, this is mandatory. What the? Yeah, you don't have to pay me to wash my hands. What the hell? Why is that there? Line hot side is fun, bro. Line hot side is fun. So with line hot side, you can direct the flow of traffic and do a lot. So line hot side is in charge of traffic flow, like getting orders out of the way. On the line hot side, you should be doing like one order every minute and a half. If the customers are like slow, you know, or yeah, if the customers are slow. But I've seen people get 20-second orders consistently. And I'm like, damn, bro, you're actually going crazy. You just have to, you open up the line though. So there's a whole technical like staffing thing where it's like, yeah, you have to be like nice and cheery and helpful and whatever. But most times is your general Chipotle conversation with the line hot side person gonna be like, hey, my name is blah blah blah. How can I help you? What would you like? And then you'd like already have your hand on the bowl in case they say bowl, or you have your hand on a tinfoil in case they say they want a burrito. And then they're like, oh, I want a burrito. Then you just put that there, whatever. You place that down. You know, you do the whole thing, the whole shebang. What kind of rice, beans, whatever, blah, blah. You put all that on there. Throw it to the cold side, right? And then you just keep on doing that for like 5 hours on your feet. 5-6 hours on your feet. And then you go to break. And then you do it for like 2 more hours. That's all it is. That's all line hot side is. It's just rushing people out of the door. Ideally, you want like, again, every customer should be like, you should be spending like 30, 40, 50 seconds with them. If you're slow, a minute 30. If they don't know what Chipotle is, a minute 30. But like, you should not be having full-blown conversations with them. Honestly, your job as a Chipotle member on a line hot side should genuinely be like, you should have the cold side fully stocked up with so many dishes they don't even know where to start. I've had it before where it's like, it's legitimately like 20 bowls in a row, and I'm like, all right, so I just knocked out like literally all of the line hot side. Let me hop over in cold side and like do this for them because they suck. Speaking of line cold side kind of gets hectic. You have to make sides. You don't have to do call outs like line hot side. I'm gonna put it in solo. I'm gonna put in I'm Himothy, I guess. Which I guess if we're doing it by that logic. Yeah, if we're doing it by that logic, I'm Himothy, I guess. That just makes more sense. I'm not saying dropping chicken and dropping steak is bad, but lying cold side is like, it's not the easiest thing in the world, right? Plus, you have to wrap burritos and stuff like that. So, there's a lot more communication with line hot side, I think. Because you're also calling outs to your dishwashers. You're also calling outs to the kitchen staff behind you. You're making the orders. You have to know also the flow of like what to do. So sometimes you'll have an online order and like you'll have a whole bunch of online orders and you need to knock those out, bro. You need to knock those out. So line middle. What the fuck is line middle? I don't know what line middle is. I don't know what these are. Maybe I'm dumb. I mean, I haven't been in Chipotle for a while, so. Line middle can go down there. G3, G4, I don't know what these are. Water break, I don't know what the fuck a water break is. The fun thing about being in the back is that you get to taste all the foods. You can taste all the foods. What are these items? I don't understand these. I don't understand these. These are mandatory. What? If you're behind and you're dropping rice, it is genuinely the most stressful thing you can go through. It is very stressful. Dropping rice, I will put in... It's not hard. I'll put in made my day happier, but it's not hard. It's just you cannot get behind on rice. That's what everyone gets. If you're getting a salad, if you're getting a bowl, if you're getting a burrito, if you're getting tacos, everyone gets rice. You have to get that. It's the most used item. There's a reason you have 3 pans of rice up there at all times. DML cold side. Oh, DML is different. DML refers to the digital maker line or whatever it's called. I forgot what's actually specifically called, but basically it's the digital tickets. So this is where all the online tickets go, and if they're backed up on DML, which they shouldn't be, DML should be all your all-stars. If they're backed up on DML, then they send half of it to the regular line. Beating a bag Barbie or Carnitas. I actually like this one. Whoever made this is legendary. Refilling printer paper. Nope. Send me home afterwards. You know why? Every time that happens, it's in the middle of a rush. Why do you think it needs to be refilled in the first place? It doesn't happen at 10:45 when the doors open. It doesn't happen before that when you get all the DML orders. You only run out of printer paper during a rush because the night crew is supposed to restock the printer paper. That is that's unfortunate. I am not doing that. They're gonna have me hop off of DML, hop off of like these 10 tickets I'm working on to refill printer paper. I'm not doing that, bro. Okay, what do we have on here? DMO bagging. Bagging is fun. It's fun. I'm just gonna say Himothy, I guess. I'm not gonna say DMO necessarily makes me like mad or anything. DMO hot side is honestly worse than cold side in my opinion. DMO is all, it's like, it doesn't necessarily make my day happier, but it's also like the same thing as solo where it's like you're in your flow state. You kind of just do whatever. Again, DML is supposed to be like your top, your best of the best. DML isn't bad, it's just whatever. You don't have to deal with that interaction though, like that talking to customers or whatever. The only thing you have to deal with is like Grubhub and DoorDash and whatever and Uber Eats. Whenever you talk to the guys, like, oh, where's my ticket at? Whatever, I've been waiting like 20 minutes, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, it's sitting right there. Or someone steals something, so we have to remake it or something. Setting up DML. Setting up DML is easy, bro. I will do this unpaid. So setting up DML, I guess I'll put in make my day happier, because setting up DML, all it is taking half of your regular ingredients on the regular line and then putting on DML. That's all it is. Closing cool side. Closing cool side, I don't necessarily hate it, but line backing. Jeez, this is how you know I haven't been in the business for a little bit, bro. I forgot what is line backing. I believe line backing is your +1. If I'm not mistaken, line backing is your +1. So if DML needs help and there's only 2 people there, you just go back there. I don't remember what line backing is. I'm going to put it in mandatory because I don't exactly remember. I think it is your +1 though, and in that case, I'm going to put in I'm Himothy, I guess. Alright, cleaning grill tables. Cleaning grill tables. I'm assuming that means the table right behind the grill where you cut chicken on and whatever. That's easy. Mise en place. What? Mise en place, what would that look like in Chipotle? Everything's already made. What would that look like in Chipotle? I mean, I guess mandatory? I don't know. I don't really know. Making guac. I like making guac. I'm weird. Making mild. Easy. Making medium hots. This is easy. We'll do it unpaid. Oh, making guac is down here. Making sour cream. That's also easy. I'm not gonna say it's made my day happier. Well, yeah, it is. What I do with sour cream is it comes in like a case with like 8 bags of sour cream. So all I do is I dump that on the large table. I punch all of them. Then I shake all of them up. And then I punch them some more. Then I pour them into the containers. The little like 9th pans or whatever. That's all I do. Making lettuce. This is stairs and pain. Dish? Hell yeah, I'll do this. Well, I won't do it unpaid, but, you know, I won't do it unpaid, but, you know, blocking cheese. Send me home. There's like something making my computer like act up right now. I don't know if it's because I have like 20 Bluetooth devices plugged in at once. Drains. Oh, that's just solo. It's just, you're right. So refilling tractors. So this is what I meant by the lemonade earlier. Refilling tractors is easy. I'm going to put in I'm Himothy, I guess so. Sometimes you have to do it in the middle shift, which is annoying. Shredding cheese is the same thing as blocking cheese. That one. Marinating the steak. Solo? I mean, it's just steak and stuff. Cutting steak. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is just gonna go in solo. At Chipotle, you have to learn how to work by yourself. Oh, cleaning fridges. Send me home afterwards. I'm being dead ass. Send me home afterwards if I'm cleaning fridges. Deck brushing floors. Deck brushing floors are typically solo. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best thing. Sweeping, yeah. Painting out chicken. These are like some of the most basic, like... Prep sheet is just everything you want to accomplish. I'm going to say mandatory because this is kind of mandatory. Bagging for line. No call, no showing? What the... Don't know that one. Calling out? Oh, hell yeah. Hold on. If I'm being honest, made my day happier. Doing line with 4 people. Are we talking about 4 people on line or 4 people in total? If we're talking about 4 people in total, that is a big stairs in pain. 4 people on a line, though, sounds kind of fun. Cleaning bathrooms, send me home afterwards, yes. Mopping dining room, I will put right here, solo. I don't know what G2, G3, G4. Oh, is that grill? Cleaning back floors. Ooh, send me home after that one. Cleaning the wall, hell no. Send me home after that one. Bagging for line. Bagging is easy. This is super easy. Made my day happier, honestly. Drilling the grill. What the fuck is drilling the grill? Putting up vents? Don't know that one. Taking down vents? Don't know. Oh, this is the hood vents up top. I know what you're talking about. Taking down vents, I think it was harder at Chipotle than any other job because it was just unnecessarily high. If I'm not mistaken. I know every establishment is different, but cleaning fryer, hell no. Line by yourself? Genuinely, I do not know this, but I've done it like once or twice. Solo, quite literally solo. That's quite literally what it is. But stairs in pain. My only question with this is, why are we doing the line solo? What happens? Why is the operation running if not even your dishwasher is helping you make orders? That makes no sense to me. Line plus pre-close. This one is stairs in pain. The reason being is that, like, again, it's that whole thing where it's like, you're trying to get out of there, but you can't get out of there. There's an hour and 30 minutes left on the clock. The customers keep on rolling in. Not necessarily their fault. Not your fault either. You're just trying to leave. And you have to stop to make their tickets like every 2-3 minutes, whatever. You have to stop what you're doing to help them out, you know? Cleaning hood. I'm assuming they mean the hood vents. Which in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and put it right. Where do I have the other hood vents? I have the other hood vents somewhere here. Where did I put them? Oh, right here. Refilling oil, line plus grill? Line plus cash is kind of difficult. Line plus grill is really difficult. Honestly, stairs in pain. Line plus cash is... I'm Himothy, I guess. Cleaning grill, again, send me home after. It's not the hardest thing, but I mean, like, dude. Cooking stuff on stovetop illegally. Holy... You could not be more correct, bro. Cooking stuff on stovetop illegally. Yeah. I'm just gonna give that a big made me happier. Those moments when you'd have no rice and you would have like 20 people. Yeah, you kind of just had to make rice on the stovetop, huh? Dealing with your field leader showing up. This isn't that bad. I was always the good one, bro. So it wasn't that bad. I would just talk to them the whole time. Dealing with ego share. Oh no. Stairs in pain. Cleaning after cutting cilantro. Yeah, that's also stairs in pain. Cilantro gets everywhere. Anyway, this tier list was kind of messy. I'm gonna backspace just a little bit. Or not backspace, but whatever. You guys probably did not I'm assuming no one in my audience is Chipotle. Like, ex-Chipotle employees. But you guys probably don't know what any of these mean. I hope I gave you a little bit more insight on what happens behind the scenes in Chipotle. Like everything that we have to go with. Look at all these tasks. You thought it was really simple? You thought it was just talking to you guys wanting more sour cream, more cheese, more queso? No. It is all of these things. All of these things. It is way more than you or anyone else can ever expect. Well, that's not true. I mean, if you work in the restaurant industry, then you already know what to expect. It's actually not that hard. Chipotle is easy. Chipotle is light work, bro. If you think this is hard, bro, I can name like 10 restaurants off the top of my head that are just easier. Or not easier, harder. But anyway, that will do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I did 4 tier lists in this one vid. 4 tier lists. So again, here's my Chipotle ingredients tier list. I still stand by this. I stand by all of them, to be honest. Here is the Chipotle employees tier list. Underpaid Ronnie's over there. Just doing his thing, bro. What can I say? And then here is the prep task tier list, which this is kind of just simplified. This is the simplified version of this one. Sorry if my computer is like kind of like freaking out right now, bro. I have like 1,000 things going on right now, so we're just not even gonna talk about it. So this is just simplified. If it makes it easier to see, this is the prep task tier list. If you're more analytical and you want a higher detail on everything under a little microscope, under a little vial, a container, if you will, look, this is everything. Yeah, but that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. I will see you guys in the next one. And again, Chipotle order. What is it, bro? Let me know your Chipotle order. I'm curious what you guys order at Chipotle. I'll see you guys later. I am indeed hungry. Peace. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your day. If you're eating Chipotle right now, dubs to you, bro. Dubs to you. You know where it's at.